Equivalent fractions are just two or more fractions with the same value. So I like to start off new concepts with a visual representation. So let's imagine a pizza. I decide to cover the part of it for whatever reason with green pesto. Well, how much of the pizza below did I cover? There's several ways of answering that. Let's say I cut the pizza into 4 slices. Well, then you can see that 1 out of the 4 slices is covered in pesto. So 1/4 of the pizza is covered in pesto. But let's say instead of 4 slices, I double the number of slices to 8 slices. So what happens then is I've doubled the number of slices from 4 to 8, which means the number of slices covered in pesto is also doubled from 1 to 2. So now 2/8 of the pizza is covered in pesto. Note that I haven't changed the pizza, I haven't added more pesto or taken pesto away. It's still the same pizza and the same amount of pesto. Same thing happens then if instead of 1/4, instead of cutting the pizza into 4s, I decided to triple the amount of the slices and cut it into 12. So now instead of 1 slice, I've got 3 slices covered in pesto. I've tripled the amount of slices in the pizza, so I've tripled the amount covered in pesto. So let's look at how we can make equivalent fractions without using pizzas or pesto or food in general. To make an equivalent fraction, you simply multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. For example, if I multiply the numerator and denominator of 1/4 by 2, we end up with 1 times 2 on top, which is 2, and 4 times 2 on the bottom, which is 8. Now if I multiply the numerator and denominator by 3, we end up with 3 over 12. It's worth noting that what we're really doing here is multiplying by 1, which doesn't change a value. In other words, 1/4 times 1 is 1/4, right? But instead of using 1, we're going to use 2 over 2, or 3 over 3, which really is just 1, right? 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 3 divided by 3 is 1. So what we're really doing here is just multiplying by 1. We're not changing the value, we're just changing how the fraction looks. 1/4 has the same value as 2/8. 1/4 has the same value as 3/12. So here's a list of some other examples. 1/2, if we multiply it by 2 over 2, we get 2/4. If we multiply it by 3 over 3, we get 3/6. If we multiply by 4 over 4, we get 4/8. Excuse me, so on and so forth. The same thing is true for 1/3. 1/3 times 2 over 2 is 2/6, times 3 is 3 over 9, times 4, so on and so forth. Note that you don't have to start with a 1 in the numerator. This just holds true for any fractions. 2/3, if you multiply the top and bottom by 2, you get 4/6. By 3, you get 6/9, so on and so forth. So what I'd like you to do now is go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to try to write the first 4 equivalent fractions for 2/5. So go ahead and take a second and do that. Okay, well, hopefully this is what your answer looks like. You can see that if we multiply the top and bottom, 2/5 by 2, you get 4/10. By 3 over 3, you get 6/15. By 4 over 4, you get 8/20. By 5 over 5, you get 10/25.